Wait, hold on. Let me clarify. Remy Ma, the same Remy who has been married to Papoose for over 10 years, is now allegedly also married to DJ Envy, who has been publicly emotional about his infidelity on The Breakfast Club. Recently uncovered, legal documents and a mysterious 2014 Las Vegas marriage license suggest that Remy Ma and DJ Envy have secretly been married for almost a decade, and no one had any idea. Not the fans, not Papoose, not even Charlemagne, who knows everything. But now the truth is out and the evidence is clear. Marriage certificates and tax filings back up this claim, along with an oddly specific prenup that forbids any rap beef between them. The receipts are piling up, and suddenly Remy's persona of unwavering loyalty is starting to look like a facade. Does this just a paperwork mistake, a diplomatic misunderstanding? Or has Remy been leading a double life all along, potentially damaging multiple marriages, careers, and reputations? If these claims are true, it would mean Remy hasn't just been hiding a marriage. She's been living a secret life. And now the truth has emerged. First of all, how did no one notice this? While the world was praising Remy for being loyal to Papoose, for embodying black love, for being the ride or die who supported him through 6 years of prison and label drama, she was secretly married to DJ Envy. Yes, DJ Envy, the same man who publicly cried about cheating on his wife and hosted marriage seminars with his real wife, Gia. It turns out that behind the scenes, he was allegedly legally married to Remy. Not spiritually, not casually, but legally. This is not a rumor or fan fiction. It's directly from the Clark County Recorder's Office in Las Vegas, where a marriage certificate from 2014 was leaked online. The certificate was registered under the names Reminisce Mackey and Rashawn Casey, and the internet went wild when it was uncovered. The real twist? The date on the certificate was just 2 weeks before Remy Ma was released from prison. This wasn't a spontaneous mistake. This was a well-planned secret marriage that has been kept hidden up until now. So, how did this all come to light? A hacker group called To Stone's Revenge released a folder labeled Industry Lies Volume 1, containing dozens of confidential documents, tax filings, NDAs, private contracts, but one file stood out above the rest: the marriage records of Remy and Envy from 2014. At first, people didn't believe it, but when TMZ investigated and contacted Clark County's Vital Records Department, they confirmed that the document was authentic and legally binding. In short, Remy Ma and DJ Envy have been legally married for nearly a decade. What does this mean for everyone involved? For starters, everything we thought we knew about Remy, DJ Envy, and even Papoose has been called into question. Papoose, known for his image as the loyal, patient, and supportive partner, often wrote songs about standing by Remy, defending her, and raising their blended family. He even got emotional on Love and Hip Hop during their vow renewal. But now it seems those vows may have been meaningless because Remy was already legally married to someone else. According to a source, Papoose found out the same time the rest of us did, when the documents leaked. On the same day, he reportedly stormed out of a studio session in Queens, threw his phone against a wall, and hasn't been seen since. A close family friend told an online outlet that Papoose believed he was her only partner, but it turns out he was just part of the story. Meanwhile, DJ Envy hasn't said a word. No posts on Instagram, no radio commentary, nothing. Charlemagne even pointed out on air how unusually quiet Envy was, saying he's usually either crying or defending something. But now, there's total silence. That's when you know something's serious. But the plot thickens, because not only did the leaked documents reveal a marriage certificate, but it also included a prenup. Yes, a legally binding signed prenup attached to the certificate dated just 3 days after the wedding. And the terms of this prenup are absolutely outrageous. The reported clauses include no public acknowledgement of the marriage unless both parties agree in writing. All outside romantic relationships must remain private and undisclosed. Neither party is allowed to engage in diss tracks, interviews, or podcasts mentioning the other. And if infidelity scandals arise, both parties must remain silent publicly. According to a legal expert interviewed by The Source, this is one of the most bizarre and airtight celebrity prenups ever seen. It's almost as if it was designed specifically to keep everything secret forever. But now that it's out in the open, everything is starting to unravel. Remy's team has gone into full damage control mode. She's been removing references to her marriage with Papoose from old bios, quietly deleting family photos, and even allegedly reaching out to Google to remove certain search results. But the internet never forgets. Threads on Reddit are combing through old posts, analyzing every cryptic lyric, and revisiting every awkward moment on The Breakfast Club when envy seemed tense whenever Remy's name came up. One fan even found a clip from 2016 where Envy stutters during a live interview when asked if he would ever date a rapper. Back then, it seemed irrelevant. But now it's everything. Meanwhile, Gia, Envy's public wife, is said to be furious. She posted and quickly deleted an Instagram story showing a wedding ring submerged in a glass of Hennessy, with the caption, "To death do us part, huh?" In the comments, fans are relentlessly demanding answers and apologies. Some are even accusing Remy of leading two separate lives, one with Papoose in New York and another with Envy in Atlanta, while working at Power 105. This situation reads like something straight out of a Netflix drama, but it's very real. The marriage is legitimate, the documents are authentic, and the silence from both sides is growing louder. Now, sources are hinting that a lawsuit might be on the horizon, and things are about to get even more complicated legally. Multiple Entertainment. Law experts have stepped forward, suggesting that Remy's secret marriage to DJ Envy could potentially invalidate her vow renewal with Papoose, expose her to bigamy charges, and even affect her financial agreements, including any contracts she signed as Reminisce Mackey, a name that technically shouldn't exist under a secret marriage. But wait, the plot thickens. Allegedly, this wasn't an accidental oversight. According to a former staff member who is now sharing details in shady YouTube podcast interviews, the entire situation may have been part of a long-term plan from the very beginning. What initially started as a strange legal leak has now spiraled into a full-blown celebrity fiasco. Insiders claim this wasn't just a misunderstanding or a paperwork slip-up. This was a deliberate arrangement, a strategy, or even a calculated move. A former assistant who worked with Remy in the early 2010s is now revealing what she believes was the true purpose behind the secret marriage. According to her, Remy didn't trust the industry and wasn't sure about being loyal to just one man. So she decided to have two. One for her public persona and one for legal matters. The marriage to DJ Envy, she claims, wasn't about love. It was more about securing financial access, career leverage, and a backup plan if her rap comeback didn't go as planned. Reports suggest that DJ Envy agreed to this arrangement in exchange for a long-term silence clause, some undisclosed business backing, and protection from potential scandals. The biggest bombshell, however, is the claim that Envy allegedly paid Remy hush money every year, $75,000 annually, wired discreetly through a shell company in the British Virgin Islands. While the wire trail hasn't been confirmed, when fans heard the amount, they didn't ask for proof. Instead, they started digging. What they uncovered were event timelines, travel logs, and instances where Remy and Envy were in the same cities on the same weekends, but never posted photos together. Was it just a coincidence? Perhaps. But with all the mounting evidence, it starts to feel like it was all planned. Even Charlemagne, who had stayed silent at first, finally spoke up on air. He didn't name names or confirm anything, but he did say, "Let me just say, some people have been playing marriage like Monopoly. Eventually, you land on the wrong square, and the board flips." That wasn't just a joke. It was a clear warning. Shot. Now, the fallout continues. Remy's team is facing a legal mess that could potentially affect her music royalties, brand deals, and even past reality TV earnings. Entertainment lawyers point out that if any of her contracts were signed under the name Reminisce Mackey, those agreements could now be in jeopardy. If Remy Ma's marriage to DJ Envy is found to be legitimate, it could potentially void or challenge any contracts she signed under her legal name, Reminisce Mackie. This could get even messier as her high-profile clothing line launch has reportedly been cancelled. A reunion appearance on a popular reality show was quietly scrapped, and a major talk show interview was postponed indefinitely. Despite all of this, Remy remains silent, offering no response or even a cryptic tweet. Her sudden quietness is now being interpreted by fans as guilt. Meanwhile, DJ Envy is acting as if nothing's wrong. He's still posting his usual car content, motivational quotes, and continuing his studio work, telling everyone to focus on your bag, not your drama. But let's be real. His bag is burning. Gia, his public wife, has gone completely quiet on social media. Their joint podcast has stopped releasing new episodes, and sources close to the family suggest she's now reevaluating everything. The message here is clear. She's done. If this legal mess continues, Remy could face bigamy charges, fraud, accusations, and potentially even tax evasion, depending on how deep the financial webs go with shell companies and payments. A Reddit thread with over 30,000 votes claims to have tracked at least 6 years' worth of mysterious consulting fees, allegedly sent from Envy's companies to Remy. Though no one can confirm the details, the timeline adds up. Now, what was once admiration for Remy's loyalty and work ethic is turning into confusion, disappointment, and even anger. One fan tweeted, "I grew up thinking Remy Ma was the definition of solid, but now it seems she's been playing the whole culture." Another fan pointed out, "DJ Envy out here married to 2 women and still losing arguments every week. Tragic." Memes have taken off, one of which shows Remy, Envy, and Papoose on the cover of Three's Company, while another has a family tree with Papoose and Envy listed as Remy's husbands, with Charlemagne labeled as the only one who knew. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, a second marriage certificate surfaced, this one from 2020. The certificate was from a different state, but the names were the same, and if it's authentic, sources say it is, it suggests that Remy and Envy renewed their vows privately during lockdown. No guests, no family, just a pastor, an updated prenup, and one very questionable notary. This means not only did they stay married legally, but they also doubled down on their commitment to secrecy. So where does this leave us? Remy Ma is now facing questions that extend far beyond her music career. DJ Envy is silently panicking. Papoose is nowhere to be found, and fans are left wondering who else might be caught up in this mess. If this secret remained hidden for 10 years, what else don't we know? Who's pretending not to be married? Who's lying for the cameras? This scandal doesn't feel like the end. It feels like the beginning of something much bigger. The entertainment world is undoubtedly shaking because paperwork doesn't lie, but people do. And for decades, they've kept this secret. Now it's all coming to light. One secret at a time, one marriage at a time, one scandal at a time. Remy Ma may have just lost everything. So, what's real now? Was Remy building a legacy, or just stacking lies on top of contracts, careers, and marriages? Did DJ Envy knowingly take part in this double life, or was he manipulated by something much more complicated? And what about Papoose? Did he really not know for an entire decade? Or has he been quietly letting it all unfold while he stays clean? Let's be honest, this changes everything. Every red carpet moment, every interview, every quote about Black love now seems like a performance, a show staged for the cameras while the truth sat hidden away in a Las Vegas courthouse file. This the end of Remy Ma's legacy? Will she finally speak out? Will DJ Envy admit the truth? Or will Charlemagne have to spill the beans on air? And what happens if more names start showing up in the industry lies file? What if Remy wasn't the only one living a double life? We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Was this all part of a calculated plan or something more sinister? Should Remy be forgiven? Or is this betrayal too much to overcome? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because if this is just the first scandal to leak, imagine what's coming next. This isn't just gossip. It's documented deception, and we'll be here when the next name drops.